I recognize the member from Timiskaming Cochrane.
Thank you, Speaker. Although it wasn't unpredicted, but it is a sad moment in this House. And why we rang those bells is to give the government once again time to reflect on the gravity of putting forward legislation that threatens the rights of people with the implementation of the notwithstanding clause to stop people from using their rights to organize and to withdraw their services as part of the negotiation process. The government believes that they should just take away the tools of one side and give themselves a bigger hammer. And in the end, that is not going to help anyone in Ontario. The government often talks about the jobs that are created, but one of the reasons that people come to Ontario is because of our strong public systems, our strong public education system, our strong public health system, and many of the things that this government is doing is actually eroding that system. And actually, in the long term, is not only going to take jobs away from Ontarians, but it's going to erode our system so we are no longer the best place to come from others, or the best place for others to live in Ontario. Our Constitution is something that, although not everybody thinks about it every day, it's something on which our whole democracy is based. And implementing the notwithstanding clause is not something that the government should just do because they want to further their political agenda in a negotiation.
And attack workers.
It attacks workers, but it attacks our whole democratic system. It is one of the gravest moments in our legislature, because the right of workers, the rights, the people, we are all wearing poppies today because of wars that were fought to protect people's democratic rights. People fought hard for all those rights. And the Minister of Education once said there was a competition of rights. There isn't a competition of rights. Rights are something that were fought for, were achieved, and need to be respected. And when everyone respects them, the process actually works. Because I don't pretend to be a union negotiator, or I've never been a union member. No. But if you look, 98% of negotiations, contract negotiations, are solved without a strike. They're also solved without resorting to using the notwithstanding clause in our Constitution. Even the threat of doing that shows an abject failure in your understanding of negotiations, a complete, total failure in your understanding of the negotiation process. And you know what? Everyone in this House has at one time been involved in negotiations, whether you're buying a car, a house, and there is a to and fro, and there is a risk on both sides. And as soon as you remove the risk from one side, that's no longer a fair negotiation. A good negotiation process, at the end of it, both sides, neither side gets everything they want, and neither side is 100% satisfied or 100% happy, but the result is satisfactory for everyone. And when you're going to start the negotiation process, and you have started the negotiation process by saying, you're going to get this contract, or we're going to take out a hammer that could be used over and over and over again. Yes. And people will lose faith, have lost faith, in this government's ability to actually negotiate fairly. So I'm hoping that the government takes some time to actually think about this. We're using every tool at our disposal to hopefully convince the government to negotiate fairly, to keep our kids in school by using proper negotiation
Withdraw the bill.
And withdraw the bill, but by using negotiations instead of the hammer. And for that, to give the government one more chance to reconsider, I move the adjournment of the debate.
Mr. Van Toff has moved adjournment of the debate. Is it the pleasure of the House that the motion carry? Carry.